Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Happy Tuesday, 26th day of May, 2020. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Hope you had a good weekend, a good Memorial Day weekend, a 3-dayer for almost everybody. We are back, and we have a gorgeous week in store. It's time to fire up the old AC, if you haven't done so yet. We're finally going to get past that 80-degree mark. We're going to be in the lower 90s by the end of the week. I kid you not. It took a long time coming. It's been a cool spring. Got forecast details coming up. A lot of news to get to. The vast majority of it, as you might imagine, is COVID-19 related. We'll also have the latest sports. Ryan Leaf did not have a very good Memorial Day weekend. I can tell you that much. We got the obscure holiday today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. A whole bunch of celebrity birthdays coming your way as well. We're going to replay my interview with Casey Lee, who came up with the brainstorm that is the Share a Meal program. She did that about a month ago, getting various restaurants on board to serve people a good hot meal this time of the year. It's a great idea. It benefits various nonprofits and helps the restaurants as well. We'll play that interview with Casey coming up in the back half of the program. Gorgeous morning, 55 degrees outside, lots of sunshine, where it looks like we're going to finally get to 80, maybe even a little bit above that. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Local Tel Sky-Fi high-speed wire. Why does that look so dark? It seems brighter to me. I don't know. It's a beautiful morning. Sun came up at 5:12, but from that view, it looks like it hasn't come up yet. Sunset tonight at 8:45, 15 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. How did we do over the weekend, by the way? Saturday we topped off at 71, Sunday 77, a little bit cooler. On Memorial Day, 74 yesterday, had quite a bit of cloud cover with a couple of lingering showers here and there, but that's not going to be the case until we get to the end of the week. Then we're talking about maybe a chance of thunderstorms because we're going to warm up dramatically. We'll be lower 80s today, mid 80s by Wednesday, upper 80s by Thursday, and they say lower 90s by Friday. Air conditioning weather. I love it. Bring it on. Camera 2 making us to decide. We're off to Blag Mountain. Beautiful view. Hello, Leavenworth. How are things going down there? Looks to me that they've had, just looking at this view now and then what we had last Friday, which I believe we used the Blag Mountain camera on Friday, looks like there's been a lot of snowmelt in the Cascades. Of course, all of the area rivers and streams are running high and running cold, but no flood concerns this year. We didn't have a big, huge warm-up that lasted for 4 or 5 days that would cause the rivers to overflow their banks. We had a gradual warm-up, and that's pretty much exactly what we want to see. Good morning, Leavenworth. I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend from Blag Mountain, high atop Peshastin, camera number 3. That is, oh, don't tell me. We've done this one before. Is that Steins? That's Steins. That's turned the other way. Sometimes we turn Steins to the east and look at the Wenatchee Valley. We've got Steins turned to the west, looking towards Leavenworth with US 297 in the bottom of your screen there. The orchards are doing their jobs. That's a gorgeous view, really neat. And again, it just seems to me that there was a lot of snowmelt over the weekend. I could be wrong. I've made any number of mistakes today already, for that matter. Camera number 4. It's off to, let me think. It's either Waterville or Badger Mountain. That's the Badger Mountain camera. There you go. You can see one of the guy wires that supports the towers on your far left. That's a really cool view, and the waving wheat hanging around there, growing, we hope. Great view from Badger Mountain. What a fun drive that is, too, and some pretty spectacular views up there. Badger Mountain, high atop the East Wenatchee Bench. Good stuff this morning, Megan. Good to have everybody back. Let's get to work. All right, first of all, we got some slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. I went paragliding over the weekend down in the Palouse. That's actually me down there in the lower right-hand corner, just kind of zipping around with my parachute. I'm kidding. We're going to be in the low 90s by Friday, so it's going to be a very dramatic warm-up, and if you're not used to the heat, watch out, especially late in the afternoon on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for that matter. Then we're going to cool down, by the way, on Sunday. So if you're not used to the heat, and it's going to come real quick, remember that. And people want to be drawn to the water when it gets really hot. And a friendly reminder, it is cold. The rivers and lakes are chilly. We had a great time paragliding over the weekend. I didn't paraglide. In the meantime, how cool has it been? We love the 80s. Wenatchee is right there in the middle of that. This is 80 degrees is what we're looking at. When was the last time we hit 80? Well, the average for Wenatchee's the third one down, is May 2nd. That's the average date that we finally hit 80 degrees. Our earliest we've ever hit 80 was on April 6, 1977, and the latest was June 2nd in 2002. We're finally going to get to 80 degrees today. We have not been to 80 degrees yet. So as you can see, our average date of May 2nd, we're almost a month behind cracking that magic 80 degree mark, but it looks pretty good that we are going to do it today. I kid you not. Looks good. Looks hot. As a matter of fact, hot is all relative. Hot for me is, mid-90s for a long stretch of weather, like, July and August kind of weather. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug from the National Weather Service. Here's what we're looking at. Again, a strong warming trend begins today. Big ridge of high pressure is going to hang around for the rest of the week. Lots of sunshine today. 81 degrees. We're finally going to get past 80 degrees, and we have not been in the 80s since September 7th of last year. We hit 85, and then starting on September 8th, we didn't get to 80, and we have not been to 80 since. We're going to break that streak today, it looks like. A little bit of wind, northwest wind about 7 to 13 miles an hour. Gorgeous, gorgeous day today. 50 for the overnight low tonight. A little bit of wind, not much. Then we start warming up. We're looking at 85 on Wednesday with 57 for the overnight low Wednesday night. Thursday, warmer still. 89 degrees, maybe even 90. Look at the overnight low Thursday in the 60s. That's mild. And then finally into the 90s we go. I told you this is a very quick and rapid warm-up. 93 with quite a bit of sunshine on Friday. Overnight low 65 on Friday night. And with all this quick warming air, unstable atmosphere, we cannot rule out a shower or a thunderstorm on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it's certainly going to be cloudy, it looks like. Kind of those cloudy, muggy days. Don't want a thunderstorm. Thunderstorm means lightning. Lightning means fires. We'll get up to 90 on Saturday, 57 for the overnight low. Then we cool down to near normal temperatures on Sunday under partly cloudy skies. We have a good chance of rain on Sunday, and a high of 77, and then back at it Monday as we welcome June. Next Monday is June 1st, partly cloudy and 78 degrees. So look at the warm-up, 81 to 85 to 89 to 93, and then we cool down, maybe a thunderstorm on Saturday, and then we cool down still on Sunday and Monday. Get ready for the warm-up. It's been a long time coming. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
Collins Fashions is now almost open. Following safety guidelines, call ahead for personal shopping. There's nothing like a new pair of sandals or outfit to lift your spirits. Tommy Bahama says fun in a stylish way. Mother of the bride or groom, special celebrations? Collins has a beautiful variety of dresses for all occasions. Need a little something to make you smile? Brighton jewelry and handbags fit us all. Check out the Collins Facebook site or call ahead for personalized shopping and curbside service. Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
We figured out why the cross cam looks like the sun is just coming up. It's not working. So we're going to send a Sky-Fi tech up there with a roll of quarters. Put it into the machine. We'll get it going. Clear skies, 55 degrees, 81 our high today, 85 on Wednesday, 90 degrees Thursday and Friday. The heat's coming. Here's what's making headlines. Grant County received approval on Saturday to move to Phase 2 of Governor Jay Inslee's four-phased COVID-19 reopening plan. Phase 2 allows many retail and professional businesses to reopen, as well as restaurants, though, of course, with restrictions. Inslee announced last week that Grant County was one of several counties eligible to move on to Phase 2, and on Saturday they did. 7 counties, by the way, had their applications approved on Saturday, including Grant County. 21 of Washington's 39 counties have now been approved for Phase 2. 3 more are eligible, but when Chelan and Douglas counties, when are they going to be eligible for Phase 2 of Governor Jay Inslee's phase-in plan? That remains unclear this morning. The two counties are still in phase one. In fact, they've seen a spike in positive coronavirus tests in the past week. Chelan County reported 25 new cases Saturday after 3 other days of double-digit increases last week. Those positive tests, including 25 employees at a Stemilch specialty packaging line in Old Station. Douglas County also had 12 new positive tests in the latest Chelan Douglas Health District report. Inslee said last week part of the criteria for moving to phase 2 is cases per 100,000 population in the past 3 weeks, and neither Chelan nor Douglas counties comes even close to meeting that criteria. Only 14 of Washington's 39 counties remain ineligible to move on to phase 2. Inslee's stay safe order is due to expire at the end of this month, but it's almost certain to be renewed. A group of local businesses, government, and church leaders and others filed lawsuits in Chelan and Douglas counties on Friday, seeking to strip Governor Jay Inslee of his COVID-19 emergency powers and lift restrictions imposed under his stay home, stay healthy order. The lawsuits filed in Chelan and Douglas County Superior Courts claim Inslee was granted the emergency powers when there were fears that COVID-19 pandemics would create a surge of cases that would overwhelm hospitals and other healthcare facilities. That lawsuit claims there is no such emergency in Chelan and Douglas counties, and no current modeling of the pandemic indicates there will be in the future. Now, the lawsuits are 2 of several that have been filed in the state seeking to overturn restrictions imposed by Inslee during the pandemic. The Chelan and Douglas County lawsuits don't seek monetary relief, but cite financial, emotional, and spiritual losses each of the plaintiffs have suffered under Inslee's order. In Chelan County, they have 30 plaintiffs, including 4 members of the Wenatchee City Council. Lead plaintiffs Jose Cuervas, Ruth Esparza, Linda Harold, and Travis Hornsby. All 3 Douglas County commissioners are among the 9 plaintiffs in that county's lawsuit, and that includes lead plaintiffs Dan Sutton, Mark Straub, and Kyle Steinberg. A brush fire burned about 30 acres north of Chelan on Saturday afternoon before several agencies were able to get the blaze under control just before 7 o'clock in the evening. Because of the difficult terrain off Union Valley Road, a pair of helicopters were called in to assist. Crews involved in the firefighting effort included Chelan County Fire District 5, Douglas County Fire District 4, Douglas Okanagan Fire District 15, as well as Department of Natural Resources firefighters. Officials say the fire started when a controlled burn was spread by winds. 2 Chelan County jail inmates allegedly assaulted a third, leaving him with a facial fracture. Police say Joshua James Cornwell and Rafael Lima, both of Wenatchee, attacked and beat a third inmate back on May 6th in an assault that was captured by jail security cameras. Lima, who's jailed on alleged drug and weapons offenses, reportedly held the victim in a chokehold, while Cornwell, who's charged with drug possession, struck him in the head repeatedly. Police say none of the 3 men agreed to speak to detectives investigating the incident. The Washington State Department of Transportation says Highway 97A will remain closed, at least partially, between Aniat and Chelan until at least June 15th. Work continues on removing loose and unstable rocks on the hillsides above the highway. A contractor began work last Wednesday on the $660,000 project at 3 different locations, including Knapsville Tunnel, which has been under an emergency closure since May 13th. WashDOT says rockfall on the highway near the tunnel has increased in intensity and frequency, prompting the closure ahead of the scheduled work. If that closure is lifted, they're still going to have closures from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the week. And the company that owns 2 stores at the Wenatchee Valley Mall, Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works, announced on Thursday that it's going to be permanently closing a lot of its stores in the coming weeks. L Brands said it will close 250 Victoria's Secret stores and 50 Bath & Body Works stores in the United States and Canada. Now, a spokesperson for the company said Friday they could not comment on whether the East Wenatchee stores are on the list for closures. And that's a look at the news at 15 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday. The crew will be back for more news gathering. We'll be gathering news, disseminating the news, and getting the news to you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCWLIFE Evening News, now that Grant County has been approved to move to Phase 2 of the governor's reopening plan, will other eastern Washington counties be added to the list this week? I'll have your absolutely beautiful North Central Washington weather forecast for the week ahead, and Eric Granstrom will have a look at the weekend sports action. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. You want to drop us a line? We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. There are any number of ways to go about doing it. If you go to our website, ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Click on it. You get a couple of options. You can just drop us a note and say hi, or you can submit a news tip if you happen to have one. If you prefer email, I know I certainly do. Our email address is news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. Or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports. Not a very good weekend for Ryan Leaf. Sports is a minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Hi, I'm Cody Gillen, and I love to get out in Chelan and Douglas counties for outdoor fun. We have so many great places to go, and exercise is good for your health. But I'm asking you to please, stay home. Enjoy your own neighborhood for a walk. And if you do head to a park or a trail, no groups, please. Remember, 2's company, 3 is a crowd. And when you encounter others, stay 6 feet apart. We need to take care of each other and get rid of the coronavirus. Please help. Together we can do this. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
18 minutes after the hour, sitting pretty at 56 degrees. We're talking 81 today, 85 Wednesday, near 90, if not into the 90s on Thursday and Friday before we cool down over the weekend. Sports, former Cougar and NFL draft bust Ryan Leaf was arrested for domestic violence over the weekend in Palm Springs, California. TMZ is reporting that the former number 2 overall draft pick booked into the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, charged with misdemeanor domestic battery. Bail set at $5,000. The 44-year-old has been engaged to Anna Kleinsorg, who's a former Georgetown volleyball player. They've been engaged since 2017. They have a 3-year-old son together. Leaf, of course, the second pick in the 1998 NFL draft by the Chargers, had just a 4-year career before his personal life fell apart. He dealt with drug addiction, spent a couple of years in prison after being arrested in 2012 for breaking into a home in Montana. Most recently, Leaf was hired by ESPN as a football analyst. He's been co-hosting a show on Sirius XM's Pac-12 channel. Leaf had put his life back together to the point where last year he was inducted into the Washington State Cougar Athletic Hall of Fame. 2 days after the NCAA Division I Council voted to allow voluntary workouts on campus by football and basketball players, the SEC announced it will begin voluntary football activities on June 8th. SEC officials noted any workouts would take place, quote, under strict supervision of designated university personnel and safety guidelines developed by each institution, end quote. The Southeast Conference decided to resume athletic activities with the guidance of a league task force that includes public health, infectious disease, and sports medicine professionals from each of the league's 14-member schools. Other conferences are expected to follow, with campuses opening for athletes on a voluntary basis. John Schneider entering his 11th season as general manager of the Seattle Seahawks, working alongside Pete Carroll, of course. Schneider is credited with overhauling Seattle's roster and helping lead the team to the Super Bowl championship back in 2014. The NFL Network's Michael Silver recently completed a feature on Schneider, calling him the Seahawks' 13th man.
I was walking out to go to my pro day, and John Schneider and Pete Carroll, they both came up to me in this circle and said, hey, we just, great job today, we won't be taking a quarterback, and all that kind of stuff, and then he kind of walked away, and I was like, okay. In my mind, I was like, all right, I'll make sure I see you guys later.
Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions. Casual fans may not even know his name, but in NFL circles, John Schneider is a rock star, a keen-eyed evaluator who has uncovered unvarnished gems like Richard Sherman, Doug Baldwin, and Cam Chancellor. After an injury derailed his short career as a diminutive small college running back, Schneider started hounding Ron Wolf, the future Hall of Fame GM of his beloved Packers.
When I was a junior, I wrote him a long note, told him, that my folks were from Green Bay and that the standard kind of internship, give me a shot.
I'll do anything.
Yeah, I'll do anything. And I wrote a bunch of letters, and then I got rejection letters, and then I just called him, and I was going to leave him this message like, hey, this is your stalker, He actually picked up, and he was watching film. He said to me, he said, how soon could you get down here? And I said, well, it's a 5-hour drive. I said, I could be there in about 3. I was like, I will haul ass to get down there.
Schneider's career stayed in the fast lane, and in 2010, here we go! When the Seahawks plucked Pete Carroll from USC, they became an unlikely but dynamic duo.
You took the job here, and everybody said, oh, well, Pete's just going to bring in his own personnel guy. What really happened? How did it go down?
Well, they asked me if I wanted to be the general manager, and I said no, but I'd like to be part of, getting the guy in here. And after talking to John, I think he took off, and we got him to turn around and come right back.
Really?
So, yeah, he was really the guy we wanted to get.
John Schneider, we love you! What's your name? Talon. Hey, Talon. First game.
First game.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
284 transactions your first year together.
Yeah, but we pride ourselves on not having all the answers, and we're just going to try to outwork you.
It's a fascinating piece of work, and you can see the entire thing by going to Seahawks.com. Negotiations continue for a return to Major League Baseball. One thing's for sure, though, when baseball comes back, it won't be the same.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
No crying, apparently no spitting either. No high fives, no fist bumps, no fighting. Good luck with that. No hugging, no pregame exchange of the lineup cards. You can't throw the ball around the horn after an out. First and third base coaches will have to keep their distance from runners on first and third. And, of course, probably no fans, at least in the early weeks. When Major League Baseball returns, the largest hurdle management and players need to overcome, not surprisingly, it's money. Ownership and the players' union are miles apart on an agreeable format, and the clock is ticking. Major League Baseball would need to return in the next 3 weeks if they want to make their goal of starting play that actually counts on Independence Day weekend. And here's a look at what we have at the NCWLIFE sports schedule for this week. It'll begin Thursday. We love hockey night here. We got Wenatchee Wild taking on the Chilliwack Chiefs in the RBC Cup from May of 2018. Our checker with the play-by-play at 7 o'clock. Friday's feature game is from last October at Wenatchee High School. The Panthers host Moses Lake in volleyball. Eric with that call. You can watch that Friday night at 7 o'clock. On Saturday, we'll start things off at 2 o'clock with the Wenatchee and Eastmont boys soccer from April of 2018. That'll be followed at 7 o'clock by more action from the RBC Cup. The Wild taking on the Steinbach Pistons in a second round game from May of 2018. And that's a look at sports at 24 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday, there's a lot of sites I go to. There isn't really one on May 26th. The only one that caught my eye is in Poland. It's Mother's Day, but we don't live in Poland. So we're going to go back one day. Yesterday was actually National Wine Day. Oh, maybe you celebrated National Wine Day. And that's not to be confused with the National Drink Wine Day. That's a different holiday, of course. Of course, wine goes back, they think, around 8,000 years. They did it to Eastern Europe, as a matter of fact. In the country of Georgia now, it was something else. 8,000 years ago, National Wine Day. I got fun facts about wine. The smell of an older wine is the bouquet. If it's a younger wine, it's an aroma. Like that means anything. Wine has only 1/10 of the amount of oxidants in soy sauce. Didn't know that. The leading states for wine grape production are California, New York, and Florida. Wine has been produced in France since Roman times. That's why France is always considered one of the top wine producing regions anywhere on the planet. The Romans used to mix their wine with lead so it'd last longer. Not a good idea. Ice wine was invented by the Germans. Not all wines improve with age. That's a fallacy. Some wines don't improve with age. More wine grapes are planted than any other crop in the world, and grapes for dark red wines grow in warm climates. White wine grapes grow in cooler climates. And now, of course, this little area right here has become kind of a hotbed for wineries. National Wine Day, which was yesterday, but celebrated today, if you so desire. Unless you're Polish, in which case, call your mom. All right. 26 minutes after the hour, today in history, the 109th anniversary of one of the great oops in this country's history, the Indian Removal Act, passed by the U.S. Congress. Andrew Jackson signed it into law. The law, of course, authorized the President of the United States to negotiate with Native American tribes in the southeastern United States. And by negotiate, it meant throw them out. And we did. It didn't work. I mean, you know, the Native Americans down there, hey, we have an agreement, man. We have a treaty. We signed it. You guys are on board. We're on board. But of course, by 1830, the white settlers down there were thinking, hey, man, we got timber. We got all kinds of natural resources. And it's all sitting on Native American lands, and we want it. What do we do? When we signed this treaty, they're kind of legally obligated. We can't just throw them out. And they said, to heck with it. We'll just throw them out, send them off to Oklahoma. So began the Trail of Tears, negotiate with southern Native American tribes. Yeah. An amazing baseball feat 61 years ago today. This is just stunningly incredible. May 26, 1959. Harvey Haddix of the Pittsburgh Pirates pitches one of the most remarkable games in Major League Baseball history. He retired the first 36 Milwaukee Braves in a row, 12 perfect innings. But his Pirates couldn't score a run, and then the whole thing fell apart in the 13th inning. Felix Mantilla reached first base on an error, a sacrifice bunt, an intentional walk by Hank Aaron, a 3-run home run to Joe Adcock, which didn't count because Hank Aaron left the base path and Joe Adcock passed him, ended up being a double. Just a remarkable. Lou Brudette, by the way, Lou Brudette of the Braves went all the way for a 12 hit. That's right. He gave up 12 hits and won the game 1-0. Poor Harvey Haddix pitched 12 perfect innings and lost the game in the 13th. It does not count as a perfect game, but unbelievable. 61 years ago today. And one of the strangest real estate disputes of all time came to an end on this date back in 1998. That's a map of Ellis Island. The original island, as it were, is the green little thing on your map. And for many, many, many decades, they kept making Ellis Island bigger and bigger and bigger by just using fill. And they were able to build Ellis Island's centers and processing facilities and all that stuff. So it went from that little green island to the island that you see on the map. And New Jersey said, well, now that's in our line. I mean, you know, that's now ours, that part of Ellis Island. And they had a fight over it. New York State, New Jersey, they fought for years in the courts. It finally went all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said the original green part of Ellis Island, which nothing sits on, that belongs to the state of New York. The rest of Ellis Island belongs to New Jersey. It cost them millions and millions of dollars in litigation. Granted, it's an important piece of real estate, but come on. 29 minutes after the hour. Man, do we have birthdays. Mary and Michael Morrison. Born in the state in 1907, you know him as the Duke. John Wayne died of cancer at the age of 72 back in 1979. Appeared in 146 movies, mostly associated with westerns and a few war movies. Stagecoach. The greatest western of all time is The Searchers, Red River, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, The Quiet Man McHugh, the cop movie that was shot in Seattle in the early 1970s, Rio Bravo, The Longest Day, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, The Cowboys, True Grit, and the shootist John Wayne, born on this date 113 years ago. Speaking of westerns, James Arness, born in the state in 1923. His brother was Peter Graves. The actor, he appeared as Marshal Matt Dillon in all 635 episodes of Gunsmoke from 1955 to 75. There's an urban legend that they originally offered the role of Marshal Matt Dillon to John Wayne back in 1955. John Wayne allegedly said no, but I got my buddy James Arness, big, strapping, handsome son of a gun. He might be good. It's not a true story. It's a great story, but it's not a true story. But John Wayne did introduce the very first episode of Gunsmoke back in 1955. James Arness, born in this state back in 1923, passed away 10 years ago at the age of 88. Miles Davis, listened to a lot of Miles over the weekend. I really did. Birth of the Cool Bags, Groove, Miles Ahead, Kind of Blue, Sketches of Spain, In a Silent Way. The man's a legend, one of the half dozen greatest jazz musicians this country has ever produced. Miles Davis died of pneumonia in 1991 at the age of 65. Miles Davis, born in the state in 1926, just a genius. You are looking live at Brent Musburger, who's 81 years old today. He was with CBS Sports for 17 years. Best known, of course, as the original host of the NFL Today back in the 70s. Was fired in 1990, went to work for ABC and ESPN for an additional 27 years. And there was not a big sporting event in this country for all of those years that he was in broadcasting, 37 years that he didn't cover. The World Series, the Final Four, the Super Bowl, the NFL Today, Indy 500, the Masters, you name it, he was there. The great Brent Musburger, a native of Montana, 81 years old today. We miss Levon Helm, the drummer and vocalist with the band. Levon, born in the state of 1940, he would have been 80 years old today, died of throat cancer at the age of 71. Of course, he played Loretta Lynn's father in Coal Miner's Daughter. He was a pretty good actor, but a great drummer and a great human being, the great Levon Helm, born in the state of 1940. Stevie Nicks is 72 years old today. Somebody will need to tell Stevie that. If you have her phone number, give her a call. She is the only female to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Now, that's a remarkable achievement, of course, with Fleetwood Mac back in 1998, and as a solo artist just last year. Stevie Nicks, the only two-time female inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is 72 years old today. And speaking of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this guy is getting ready to punch his ticket. I love Lenny Kravitz, terribly underrated as a songwriter, as a musician, as a guitar player. His music is good, and he's 56 years old today. Happy birthday, Lenny Kravitz. Going to take a break. When we come back, we got Mike McNally's opinion coming your way, and we're going to replay my interview with Casey Lee. This is a program you want to get involved in. This is going to warm up your heart a little bit. Going to want to make you lean forward just a skosh. We're going to talk about the Share a Meal program with Casey Lee. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up on Nature Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
On File Books and Motors is open for parts and service. Please phone ahead at 884-3558. Sales by appointment only. In these times, be assured Steinberg Law Firm is here to help. Essential services like personal injury, bankruptcy, or estate planning are available by phone or video conference. Call today for more information. At ReadyMedi, they have the exit strategy. They've started COVID-19 antibody serum testing. Call 888-6334 for more details and to reserve a kit for you.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales.
Where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Paprito mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Okay, this Greta Thunberg gal, whatever her name is, this shame on you environmental activist who was so angry at us adults for screwing up her life. Now, although she has a valid point to some degree by criticizing us, the older generation, just like baby boomers did with good reason, criticizing our elders, you know, Greta's gonna have to realize that she'll have a better chance of improving things for herself by being responsible for her own behavior rather than wasting her anger on others like me and you. Now, it's a simple truth about us humans. We tend to look for fault and blame other people because that is so much easier than looking at myself and seeing where I need to change. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Casey Lee is making her second appearance on this program. She came up with a really cool brainchild, I want to say about a month ago. Casey can correct me if she needs to. It's called the Share a Meal program. It's a win-win situation for a lot of people, for restaurants and for local nonprofits and for people who want a good quality home-cooked meal every once in a while. We all want that. First of all, Casey, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. And for the uninitiated, just a brief little synopsis of the genesis of the Share a Meal program, how it came to be, and what's it all about, Casey?
Well, it came to be when I had time on my hands because all of my other work had been canceled due to COVID, and I was trying to find a way that we could help out our restaurants, particularly, of course, my favorite ones, as all motivation often starts selfishly, and then also provide food for those who are in need. And I don't know where the idea came from, but it occurred to me that if we could have people buy gift certificates from restaurants, and the restaurants could then accumulate funds within the gift certificates until they would have sufficient funds to be able to provide food for one of the two community groups, which are the Lighthouse Mission, which serves 3 meals a day downtown Wenatchee to the homeless, and Catholic Charities for their homebound senior program. And my husband named it Share a Meal, and so far I'm so excited. It's been a month, and it's working great.
And who's kidding who? For the seniors that were the beneficiaries of Catholic Charities, they got hamburgers from Dizzy D's. It's my favorite hamburger joint. I love that place.
And we have a picture on our website of one of the gentlemen who actually finished his burger before they finished the delivery of all the hamburgers. So that was kind of fun.
So you've reached out to any number of restaurants, as you mentioned, a lot of your favorites and a lot of my favorites. Do you want to give people a quick, I don't know if you have it handy right in front of you, Casey. I don't want to put you on the spot, but how many restaurants are involved and who exactly are they?
Well, right now we have Bob's Classics East and West, so in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, the Depot Cafe downtown, Dilly Deli, Dizzy D's, and our newest is India House, which just came on board on Thursday, San Francisco Sourdough, the East Wenatchee branch, and Sweetwood Barbecue.
And Sweetwood is going to be a guest on this program, we hope, in the not too distant future. The response from the restaurants, when you pitched this idea, were they a little hesitant, or were they, Casey, I'm all in?
Interestingly, it was Casey, I'm all in. And some of the restaurateurs I knew because they are at their restaurants and I eat there, and others didn't really know who I was, but just got excited and trusted that it was a good idea. And they've been so amazing ever since. It's just exciting to me.
What's been the response from Catholic Charities and from the Lighthouse?
Well, they're both thrilled. They've had 3 deliveries so far of meals for their seniors, and for the mission, they've had 2 meals delivered, and they have 2 more coming soon. So it's for them, it's a win-win, and their patrons love having really good restaurant quality food, and it's a nice change for all of us. The reason we like to go out to eat, because it's a change from our usual meals.
And we don't have to do dishes and things like that, which nobody likes to do. So you have to work up enough money in the kitty, so to speak, for this to happen, right? That's essentially how it works?
So this has only been successful because of all of the people who have supported the program and have supported the restaurants, who have called in and say, I would like to buy a gift certificate for Share a Meal. And I want to thank all of those people, some of whom I know, most of whom I have no idea who you are, but thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart that you are participating, and it is making a difference.
So are you asking people to contact the participating restaurants directly, mention Share a Meal, and that's how that works?
Yes, they contact them directly. Once the restaurant has sufficient funds, then they contact either Catholic Charities or the Lighthouse Mission and arrange for the food. And I, meanwhile, call everybody up every now and again and see how it's going.
And how is it going?
I'm actually amazed how well it's going. You know, when you have an idea and it's never been done before that you know of within your community, and it's a new arena for me. I have never done any work in this area. You feel like, oh, I hope it's going to work. And this community of Wenatchee is so amazing that it's actually worked beyond what I had initially planned, considering it's only a month old.
Do you anticipate, we're all hoping that we all eventually get back to normal. Restaurants will open at full strength with a full wait staff. We won't have to worry about the 6-foot distancing. We'll be past this pandemic and slowly work ourselves back into what can be as most normal as routine as possible. Do you think this may actually continue past this COVID-19 crisis? You think you may have started something here?
Considering that there are always people who need food, I'm hoping that once things go back to normal, the restaurants will be able to continue participating. We haven't discussed that yet, but that's what I'm hoping will happen.
Now you have a website, which you didn't have the last time we talked. Your niece helped you out on that. You always got to go with the younger folks, right, about this sort of stuff.
Yes, I needed a 25-year-old to help me establish, and she lives in Pennsylvania, so that was even greater because we could do this whole thing versus FaceTime. She could set it up for me.
So go ahead.
It's all small letters, shareamealwenatchee.wordpress.com.
And again, it's all one word, shareamealwenatchee.wordpress.com. Takes you right there. You have the list of all of the participating restaurants. And again, all they're asking you to do is contact the restaurant directly and said, I want to buy X amount of dollars in gift certificates. Is it gift certificates or do you just drop by cash? You know, here's $50, Bob, or something like that?
You can do it however you want. You can call in and give them your credit card. You can, sometimes like I'll do it when I go and order something from the restaurant. I'll just add an order to the gift certificate. And you never actually see the gift certificate. The restaurant keeps track in the way that works best for their system. But you have to say it's for a share a meal gift certificate because most restaurants have their own gift certificates as well.
Yes, they do. This is a really cool thing. I'm so glad that this caught on and the restaurants are on board. I love the fact that they said, yes, we're in on this. As you mentioned, it says a lot about the people of the Wenatchee Valley.
Yes, I agree. And another exciting development is I was telling a friend of mine about this in Eugene, Oregon, and she says, I wonder if I could do that here. Can I steal your idea? And I said, sure. So now we have Share a Meal Eugene that is up and running, and they've actually at this point been able to serve one set of meals there. So it doesn't have to stay here. People, if you know others who live in other communities that might want to do it, please encourage them.
And Casey will be more than happy to, if I know you, Casey, to help out with the baby steps and how it gets going. People can contact you directly, and they can contact you through the website too as well, right?
Yes, and I have a cell phone number that's on the website, so they can just text me or call me whenever they would like any more information for whatever reason.
Again, it's Share a Meal Wenatchee, all lowercase, all one word, .wordpress.com. Takes you right there. Thank you to all the restaurants and to all the other restaurants out there who may be thinking about it. You're on notice now. It's working.
And just text me if you'd like to participate, and I'll be happy to add you to the list.
Casey, it's always great to talk to you, and we're going to make arrangements to talk to the good folks at Sweetwood Barbecue, correct?
Sweetwood, yes.
Yeah, which is
Benj.
really good.
I mean, Benj too.
Casey, every time I talk to you, I get hungry, so I'm gonna go get me a bite to eat. And please stay in touch. Keep me in the loop. The more restaurants that come up on board and become part of the Share a Meal program, let me know, and we'll continue the momentum that you have started so well.
I will. Thank you very much. And when you go to the webpage, if you go to gallery, we're starting to put up pictures. So look for the gallery page within our webpage as well.
Yeah, I saw the picture of Dizzy D's whipping out all those hamburgers. It was like, I loved it. Best hamburgers in town, Dizzy D's, hands down. So
They're my favorite
you're
as
my
well.
favorite as well. Casey, it's always good to talk to you, and please keep in touch, and we'll talk to you really soon, okay?
Great. Thanks so much, Dan. You've been wonderful. I appreciate it.
Anything we can do to help. Again, Casey Lee from the Share a Meal program. I can't stress this enough. The website, shareamealwenatchee.wordpress.com. Everything you need to know is right there, including the participating restaurants. Thank you to the restaurants. Thank you to the Lighthouse. Thank you to Catholic Charities. And thank you, Casey. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the doghouse?
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
And we are back live here from Studio 9 here in downtown Wenatchee on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the day after Memorial Day. I know it feels like a Monday, but no, it's a Tuesday. So not only do we have a 3-day weekend for many, many people, but now it's a short work week. And it's going to be a warm week. We got one more weather forecast to come your way, but we have a minute or two, so we thought we'd take another tour around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras, once again on top of Blag Mountain. Still a little breezy up there. Blag Mountain has a tendency to have a little bit of wind. The wind comes down through the channels and the canyons of the Cascades through Leavenworth, and as it comes back up and starts heading towards the Wenatchee Valley, has a tendency to channel itself through the canyons there, so you can see the trees around Blag Mountain moving around a little bit. Don't know what the elevation is of Blag Mountain, but I think it's up there. I think it's maybe close to 3,500 feet. It's a ways up, but a spectacular view as we say good morning to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth, which is down there somewhere. And again, I hope the towns that are so dependent on tourism, as the tourism season is officially underway, now that Memorial Day has come and gone, I hope they did okay. I'm talking, of course, about Leavenworth and Chelan, the two places in our general viewing area that are so dependent on tourism dollars. It's difficult times for everybody, but hang in there, Leavenworth. We love you. Camera 2 or 3, I don't know. We're not going to use the cross camera because it's not working right now. That is the Steins Hill camera as we look to the west. A great view there, the highway. Again, fairly light traffic, although I noticed traffic is picking up a little bit more each and every day. There were a number of people out and about over the Memorial Day weekend. Just from what I was able to tell, I kind of woodshedded, stayed pretty close to home, got a little bit of golf in, and that was really about it. But traffic is starting to pick up. People are starting to go about their daily routines, I think, a little bit more than normal, even though we're not quite to phase 2 yet here in Chelan and Douglas counties. We haven't met the criteria yet as laid down by Governor Inslee. Look at the orchards doing their job. I'm going to go out on a limb and say some of those are cherry orchards, some are apple orchards, and some are pears. Maybe even a few peach orchards in there as well. Camera number 3. I don't know how many cameras we're going to use today. Badger Mountain is looking good, high atop the East Wenatchee Plateau, as the wheat is hanging in there, and it's going to get warm. It's going to get really warm for everybody, including the Badger Mountain area. It looks like summer is finally going to be showing up in the not too distant future. We're just going to do the 3 cameras today, Megan? Yeah, just the 3. As you can see behind me is the cross camera, and it decided to take a 3-day weekend, and it's still on vacation, I think. We have some brand new slides that came down during the course of the show. First of all, happy birthday, Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz, by the way, is our newly hired meteorologist. You'll be able to see Lenny during the newscast. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the warm-up is on the way. We're going to be near 80 today, maybe even a little bit warmer than 80. Could get 81 as we begin that climb up the temperature ladder. As you can see, it's just going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. And in many locations on Friday, they'll be in the mid-90s. Probably not mid-90s here, close to it. Places that are usually a little bit warmer than us, like down in the Tri-Cities and out in the Columbia Basin, you could be in the mid-90s. We'll be more like 92 or 93 by Friday before we cool down. I can't remember the other slide that I wanted to throw up. Yeah, thunderstorms are possible this weekend. Don't want thunderstorms. Thunderstorms mean lightning. Lightning means fire. Now, we could use the rain, even though we had a wetter than normal May. We are still way behind on our annual rainfall. We're still in a drought, technically. We're still in a drought. But that could change on Saturday. It's going to be cloudy, and again, we have a chance of some thunderstorms. The farther to the east you go, the better the chance that you're going to be under the influence of a thunderstorm over the weekend. But today through Friday and really into Saturday, even though it's going to cloud up, we are going to start warming up, so I hope your air conditioning works. And if it doesn't, you can always call Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They give your home a hug. 81 today. If we get to 81, we will finally have gotten into the 80s. We have not been to the 80s all year. Normally, our average day per year that we get to 80 for the first time is May 2nd. We have not hit 80 degrees yet this year, and here it is, the 26th day of May. We've had days in April we're in the 80s. We have not gotten to 80 yet, but we will today. It looks like 81. Our forecast high today. We've been warming up throughout the course of this program. We started out an hour ago at 55 degrees. We're now at 60 degrees, so 81, I think, is definitely within the ballpark. 50 for the overnight low tonight with clear skies, and of course, when you have mild overnight lows, it's going to warm up quicker. Mid-80s for the Wenatchee Valley, 85 or so. They tell us on Wednesday, 57 for the overnight low. On Wednesday night, Thursday, warmer still, could kiss 90 on Thursday, and you'll see how it says mostly sunny skies. We're going to see a few passing clouds on Thursday. Overnight low Thursday night, 60 degrees. Friday, 93 degrees. I'll have to do some homework to figure out the last time we were in the 90s. I have the capability of doing that, even though I was never very good at homework. 93 on Friday. 65 for the overnight low Friday night. That's very warm now. Saturday, the high pressure ridge is going to start moving out of the way. It's still going to be very warm. We'll be about 90 degrees, but it's going to be cloudy. It's going to be muggy. Could see some rain. And again, on Saturday, we could see a late afternoon thunderstorm. And that means heavy rain, maybe even some hail. It's all possible, even though we don't think of hail in 90 degrees, but it's still a possibility. And of course, we really don't want any lightning. But Saturday, things get a little active. 57 for the overnight low on Saturday night. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies. We cool back down to right around normal. Right around normal's mid-70s, so we'll be about 77 under partly cloudy skies on Sunday. And then Monday, the first day of June, by the way, partly cloudy skies and 78. So get ready for the warm-up from 81 to 85 to 89 or maybe even 90, 93 on Friday. A little bit cooler, a little unsettled on Saturday, and certainly more comfortable for those people who don't like the heat on Sunday and Monday. And that's it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.